Hello, this is Stephen now, and yes, we're back with yet another Batman 66 episode review. Today, we'll be reviewing the episode, The Ogg and I, which is the return episode of Egghead, along with this time him teaming up with a new criminal accomplice named Olga. So without any further ado, let's head straight to the review. We begin the episode with a bunch of Cossacks, on horseback riding to police headquarters, where we also see Egghead on a donkey also going to police headquarters. This will be a kind of recurring gag to begin the episodes with Egghead in Season 3. Thus, as they head to the police headquarters, we see a delivery man coming to police headquarters to give Commissioner Gordon his sandwich. It's revealed to be an egg sandwich, and we find out that the delivery man is actually Egghead in disguise, who then holds Commissioner Gordon at gunpoint, and with the help of his new aide, Olga, force him into a getaway balloon and essentially fly off. We then do the opening credits, and we get back to Commissioner Gordon's office, where Chief O'Hara comes in and finds out that Commissioner Gordon's been kidnapped. Batgirl also enters, claiming that she was in the area and was curious of what was going on. He then reveals that, of course, that he's been kidnapped, that Gordon's been kidnapped, and Batman and Robin come in. He also reveals that the possible people to kidnap Commissioner Gordon are Egghead, along with a new female accomplice that they've then found out to be as Olga, Queen of the Bessarabian Cossacks. They then receive a phone call from Egghead to issue a demand. The demand is a 10-cent tax on every egg eaten in Gotham City within the city limits, and the police force are to be the new egg tax collectors. That is his demand, and Batman says they'll go through it, realizing that if they have people stop eating eggs, Egghead would take it out on Gordon. Realizing that Chief O'Hara needs to keep the peace and make sure these egg tax collection goes well, Batman, Robin, and Batgirl head on two separate missions to try and find, well, Commissioner Gordon. Batman and Robin use their way by going to a local, embassy with this prized possession, knowing that Olga will no doubt try to steal it because of Bessarabian royalty thing, and plan a trap in order to, get to their hideout. Batgirl tries another way. With the help of Alfred, they go all the city using a special sensor because of Gordon's special perfume, Wellington No. 4, in order to find him. And each plan goes well. For Batman, the thing that Olga steals is taken back to the hideout. However, they are quickly captured, and it's found out that the ambassador that was there is actually in league with Olga and is actually from Bessarabia and is a popular chef, and plans to create a special Bessarabian dish with Robin and Gordon as special ingredients. Egghead is happy to see Batman in there, of course, because of their long history. However, despite them going to be killed in a borscht, as a type of food they're cooking, Egghead disagrees, knowing from previous experience it's not a good idea to play around with them, and they should be killed immediately. We then get a funny back and forth argument here, how it's clear Olga is developing an attraction for Batman, and as a result, it's a really funny scene, and Vincent Price is really pulling it off for me. This then results in Egghead getting hit on the back of the neck, and Vincent Price just gives this funny face that I don't think any actor could have pulled off. It is then revealed that even though with this borscht that they plan to make, Olga plans to make her own Bessarabia within Gotham. And though she does still plan to marry Egghead, as that was the plan, she also plans to marry Batman, as well as a Bessarabian queen can have several husbands. Just as that's happening, Batgirl and Alfred are still trying to track to the hideout, where they do get there, and interrupt essentially Olga's wedding to both Egghead and Batman. This then results in a big bat fight, with Batman and Batgirl first in the fight, then Alfred joins in, knocking out the chef, untying Robin, and the fight breaks out. Olga realizes that the fight isn't going well, asks Egghead for help, and throws eggs that were recently hatched by chickens that were fed on a strict diet of onions, throwing them and essentially resulting in Batman, Robin, and Batgirl essentially begin to cry. Using this opportunity, Egghead and Olga quickly rush off, along with their men. With Gordon saved, however, they have escaped, and this is essentially where we end our cliffhanger, as it's yet another two-parter, with Egghead and Olga still on the loose. Okay, the idea of Gordon being kidnapped, I like the idea of him being in peril, and gives essentially Batgirl and Barbara more of a role in the story, something I've always found a problem with the King Tut episodes a few episodes ago. I also like how Alfred got to play a role in the story, and Batman and Robin are fine as always. We don't actually get to see Bruce and Dick at all in this episode, something I found to be rather peculiar. It's really fun and interesting episode, mostly because we have the return of one of the most popular villains on the show. Egghead is back, still portrayed by Vincent Price. Now, criticism Egghead gets in Season 3 that the character drastically changes. The only thing that's different with the character in this season is, first off, he doesn't participate in the fight scenes anymore like he did in Season 2. Instead, he prefers to stay more in the background. In many ways, King Tut now is in the fight scenes, and Egghead isn't. Also, this time around, he's teamed up with a new female accomplice, and they work really well together. I also like how Egghead is often annoyed by their Bessarian ways, and annoys the hell out of him when it comes to a caper. Also, the idea of essentially a 10-cent tax on eggs eaten within Gotham does fit this egg theme very well. It's quite a unique extortion, as you could get so much money because eggs is one of the most things that is always eaten. And I really like that. He also is a little bit more comedic here in this episode, and I also find that he works really well with Olga. Olga is a new villain introduced to the series, and is essentially the newest female villain in the series and Egghead's accomplice. If the actress looks familiar, well, she should. She's portrayed by Anne Baxter, who we may remember played Zelda the Great in a Season 1 episode. So she's the only actress to come back to play two separate villains. However, she plays the character drastically different to how she portrayed Zelda. Such as, she is a villainess who's very confident, and the accent she gives and her Bessarian heritage, she views herself as the rightful ruler, and is teamed up with Egghead to enrich her wealth and her status as being the true queen of Bessarovia, but also at the same time, she's not that much of a lovey-dovey. She's clearly works well with Egghead. The two work off incredibly well with each other, with comedic effect, and the two do have a sort of chemistry in a way. Also like her outfit, it has that sort of Bessarian, but also very colourful for something of 66. And I feel that Anne Baxter being casted for this was a great stroke of genius on the creator's part. The Ogg and I, for me, is a fun episode. Though maybe flawed, I really felt that this is a really fun and entertainable episode. Egghead and Olga work incredibly well off each other, and that's probably due to the actor's performance. I like how they brought Egghead back. He was arguably one of the most even though he only appeared in the 2 episodes in Season 2, he worked very well in that, and they brought him back. It's also great how they teamed him up with someone, as it works really well, because Egghead is a more mastermind. True, it's an egg-related caper, but it works well to its advantage. I really like this episode, though flawed in some places. And there we have it. That was the Ogg and I. Join us next time in the second part to this adventure. So until next time, tune into the same Steven hour, the same Steven channel. Ladies and gentlemen, so long for now.